Hey guys, Susanna here. I am up to the next part of creating this gorgeous pillow. So what I'm going to do, I've put on some wadding. I just put that underneath. I just wanted to give it a bit of extra something. But what I'm going to do, I've got this fabric underneath here, which I would like to cut out. It just seems like a bit of a waste, and I've got to be careful. Don't want to be cutting into the other stuff. It adds thickness that we don't need if I'm going to be stitching. So a minute, I'll just cut. We just still have that underneath, so that's fine, but I just thought I'd cut off this because pretty much this is all I've got left of this fabric, and it does seem like a bit of a waste. So that's the first thing we're going to do in there. Yep. Then I'm going to be doing probably a invisible stitch, so I may turn it off. That's a little bit better. I'll chop that bit off. Okay, so I'll put that back on there, and it'll be easier to stitch through as well. And I've got these little mistakes I've done on there. See, this piece would have been great to go on there. I could probably even maybe cut out some of these and add a few 3D elements. We'll see how we go. If I got it on the wrong way, or if I put it on the right way. Just a look. Oh, there goes my scissors. No, I did have it the right way. Okay, it's just that this part here seems a little short. I've got to find a backing fabric for it yet too. So we'll see how we go with that. Okay. There we go. Grab my scissors. So what I'll do is I'll do a bit of an invisible, I'll do a very quick invisible stitch just to hold it down. I'll just sit here and pin it with you guys. We've had interesting weather. We've had, you know, hot. And then, you know, today I'm stitching on a weekend. Like this is filmed way ahead of time so that I could have it ready for you guys after I, you know, after the retreat. This is where this one had a line in it, and I just put some stuff over the top. There we go. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, we've just had some interesting weather. He's being stitched down, so I'll just cover him over. Maybe do a few here. So I'll just pause the video and I'll be back for the next part. So basically, yeah, because invisible stitch is something that you need to do, and you can do that off camera, and I'll come back when I'm ready. I'm going to start doing some stitching on this guy. I think he's adorable. So good. Okay, I'm back again. Don't know if you can see it or not, but I've just really just done the inside a very crooked crisscross, and on the outside, so just very you know, limited, because you don't want it taking forever. I've got this. I'll probably use this in the next part. I was thinking of like cutting out the bits and pieces and putting PVA glue on there and cutting them out, and sort of having it so that the bits go over the edge, maybe here and here. So I'll just put that aside. So now, because he's a bunny, I would like to stitch him with wool. So I've got my wool bits and pieces out. So this is a couple of pieces I've got that's from Sherry Iris. So, but I've also, they're sort of like variegated, and I've got the similar in Appleton wools, just in the plain. So we'll see how we go. That's for the ears. Some more Sherry Iris. Quite like these browns for the body. I'll probably use this brown for the outside. We'll see how we go with that. I think that matches rather well. I've got this, but it's a little bright. I don't think I'm going to use it. I just got bits and pieces. I think that works okay. 185. Yeah, I think it's something. Is it the same colour? I think it is. I got the thicker one. I may use some of this on here. I've also got some brown here in the normal thread. Grab this. I want to do some blue around his eyes. So I think that's too blue. I think maybe that. I'll go a lighter blue. Yeah, I think so. I think the lighter blue. So I'll probably do that in his in the DMC thread. So actually I might even do that first. So because when the eye is done, it actually looks rather pretty. And then we'll get started on the threads. I mean, on doing the fluff. Got this. I found this in my stash. I'll use that. Now, how's it going to work here? That's pretty good. The eye might be a little bit small. Okay, I'm going to go lighter. Okay. Ooh. Oh, we got it through. So this is just a pearl cotton. You can use DMC, whatever it is, it's up to you. I got these out. These were sitting off to the side from me doing, this will give it away of when I'm filming this in December and doing the wren. So what I'm going to do, so I want to raise it a little bit. So just in the area that it's got that yellowy thing, because the black is the actual eye, the pupil, which is rather big, but that's what gives it the cuteness. Now I'm just going to do a stem stitch going around. Because I just think, a blue eye on a bunny, it sort of reminds me, I got inspiration by a picture that I saw on Pinterest, but you can't copy direct. So I wanted to make him look a little bit, she, more cartoony, which it's sort of got that really, especially in the mouth area, that cartoony, cutesy, like thumper type look. He's adorable. I've seen Corinne's and my friend Mel, she's doing one as well, and we're all doing a different colour. You've probably already seen theirs by now. She's doing a sort of more of a black grey rabbit, which is no surprise from Mel. And Corinne is doing a white bunny, which I thought she might do. That's why I thought I opted for the brown. Browny cream, all different colour bunnies. and they all look adorable. So it just really brings out. I might go around again. For a second time, and then do that last layer around the outside might be done in the darker one, like as a border. Okay, so we're going back around. Sometimes your threads can just catch up. Someone's doing whip snipping today. You may be able to hear that in the background, but it's not too bad. Okay, I've been meaning to do videos, and I've just been knowing I need to do stuff, and then having to do it is another story, isn't it? Okay, so a few layers. I like doing stem stitch, it's just that little bit thicker because we sort of want it to pop a little bit. So this is what Mel did on hers. Like Corinne and my friend Mel are more ahead than what I am. I thought, oh, I better keep going, but to my defense, you know, I've got to do two complete different ones. Even though Corinne's using all the elements of my bits and pieces, it's still one piece, whereas I've got my basket, my sewing basket that I've got to do, and this is a different piece as well. But sewing basket's going to be in a hoop on a wall hanging. Oop. What I might do, I'm going to go back there and grab that piece. It's folding over and it's going to annoy me. Here we go. Very cute. Okay. Yeah, when I'm quiet, you can hear the whip snipper. So thought if I do his eye first, he sort of looks like he's coming alive a little bit. It's going to be a few videos because you know that it's a decent sized piece of work. I may have to go around for a third go. Okay, because it's quite a big piece. Okay, come around. Okay. Oh, itchy face. So I hope you're doing well and going well on your piece. You know, that you've managed to grab after the retreat, or for the girls that are finishing, you know, they finished their retreat. I'm sure they wouldn't have finished their piece just yet. So this can sort of maybe help them with some ideas on what to do. Because even though it's a 4-day retreat, we don't always spend it stitching. So do a little bit of shopping, which is good. What I might do is I might just, when I go there, I'll go back here because it's seems a little lighter on this side. This is why I like to film it, because you don't know what you're going to come against until you do. Okay. Got my washing machine going in the background, I can hear it. I'm sure I shut the door, I probably did. But there's things I can hear that you guys wouldn't be able to hear on camera. Okay. I reckon I might be okay. All twisted on the very last stitch. I'm going to grab that and stitch down there. I think it'll be all right. What I'll do is I'll just use the darker blue. I like having the wool a bit because it's quite a thin fabric. Not on the because I use calico on my piece, and the bits you get, I think I've still haven't got it printed away at this time. It will be when you guys get it, so I will go in there with the darker blue. I think one stitch should be thicker here, and then I'll just fill in that part there. Okay, cute. Now this looks like it's a bit of a mess. Too much thread on this thing. I might have to get some brown or whatever it is. I want to do the eyelashes probably in black, but because this is an eye, I will do it in the blue, because I know my eyes are like that. They're lighter blue on the inside, and then they've got a darker ring of darker blue on the outside. What I could probably do with this, see here, it's got the blue, I mean the hint of the other eye. I might just stitch it in this dark blue, and then I'll do a couple of little lashes there as well. Okay, we'll start it here. Go along. And on this part, we'll have it as close as we can. And on the other part, I'll go a little, maybe go a little wider. But I'm sure it'll fill it in, I'm hoping. If you can see a little bit of that black on the outside, that's okay. Maybe I can go around it with a, because I was thinking of doing the eyelashes with just some sewing machine thread, you know, the cotton. Yeah, that makes a difference. Oh, it's so cute. What makes a cute, when you do, you know, like something cute or a cartoony look is, you know, the big eye. That's what makes them adorable. Okay. And we got rain again. We had a couple of days of nice weather, and then rain. Rain, rain, rain. We've had a lot of rain. Which is good for the farmers and people that are on tank water. Always sounds nice. We've got a tin roof in this house, even though it's a you know, a brick house, and newer than our it still has its brick and it's got tin roof. Oh, colour bond roof. Okay. I'll go down. Okay. I think that's should be okay. What I might do, have I got white? I've got white over there, is come in and do the white. And then I'm just going to go in. This is permanent marker, but it's a brush. And we're going to come in because I wonder if I could probably do the eyelashes. Saves me the trouble. It's permanent marker. Yeah, just darken it up a bit. And then I'm going to come in. I think I will do I don't want to risk doing that over on the other side with the marker. I think it's already got the permanent marker on there, but when I give it a bit of an iron, might press that to get any extra excess off. Yeah. Okay. We have got white here. Want the white to be white. Oh, we got to thread this off. Got too much, but that's okay. I'm going to use this on the other side. So drop something. One of my threads. Okay. Well, I've got this, and then I'll just sick. On here I can see my little stitches. I'm definitely going to have a border, I think. Around the outside, because I can see the stitches, and I think it'll define it anyway. Okay, tiny little hole. Don't need much, because it's just for the glint. Having a bit of a hot flush because I'm having a coffee just here. So we'll pull this up. Whew. Okay, the joys, eh? I'm sure a lot of you ladies know what I'm referring to. Okay. I may, rather than doing a French knot, because it's quite a big glint, I might just come in and do satin stitch. A little bit more definition. I'm glad I came in with this. You can see it on my finger. In with that black, made it a little bit darker because yeah, it looks good. So what I might do when I get it printed off, I might come back in over here, is get it printed in black. That way, or a dark grey, it'll have that in the eye so that you don't have to do that. Okay. Okay. So what I was going to do probably leave that there because you may use it again. Oh, sorry guys. Was do this, but then I thought if I come in with the stitching around there, that'll, well, if I do it first, I can do it over the top. Isn't that cute? How cute does he look? The eye's done, so might just come up underneath, give it a bit of a wiggle, make it look 3D. Okay, so I'll do this since I've got this in my hands, and I'll come in a bit of fabric, maybe 3 stitches. That'll probably do me. Probably only just want enough to know, like, you know, he's got an eye on that side, and that's it, because that's all you really see. Okay, and then I'll be going over that with the brown. Sounds like my washing machine's ready to take off. Okay, it's a bit of a mess this. I'm going to wind it up so it at least stays on that way. Okay, so what I would like to do, stretch. Oh, he's so cute. Now, might have to get this back again and see if we can use, that's probably fairly thick. I'm just wondering, it's probably a bit too thick. Oh, yes, it's leaving. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. So I'm going to go over those lines, and I don't know whether I will go over them. I don't know if I want to go over it with that darker brown. And this, but this is fairly light. Maybe that one. I'll do a combination of those 2 colours, and this will be going on the outside. That'll go. I'll do the lighter one first and then come back in with the darker one. This is the Sherry Iris stuff. Love it. Good. Good to work with. Sort of like, it's a bit like the Appleton, but it's got silk in it, I think. So it's really, really nice to work with. Okay. Do another one. So we're going to be behind. Okay, put this on. I'd like to go in and around the face. What I might do on here, I'll use that darker one, but we'll just use the actual guide of the, you know, the lines and stuff that are there. And soften it up a little bit. This is a bit like the was it the reindeer? When I put the stuff in like this, it just looked a little funny, but once, and see, I'm thinking, well, I could do one more there. You know, this is artistic license. So I'm going to go one way, move it out of the way. Yeah, I just wanted to use like wool because he's a bunny and I wanted to make him a little fluffier. but I'll probably use a combination of a bit of both. See, there's a missing piece here. I'll just do a smaller one, so that this is just a guide to where you can go. Nice and simple. So if you want, you can just do what is there and then go back in later with bits and pieces that you think might be missing. I was going to use some lace on there, but I don't know, I kind of like the idea of just using wool and sort of doing a bit more of a thread painting-ish look. Small one here. I reckon we probably could come in with another one just here. Go down. Yeah, it's starting to change colour. That's what I like about the Sherry Iris. It variegated, which is nice. Not quite. There we go. Got a little one. I think I'll make it a little bigger. And come in along here. Been a bit of a bunny theme for a while. Like I've had this idea in my head for a little while, and Mel's piece was the hare. Is it the one or the white rabbit? But it's Alice in Wonderland theme. So I'm going to come up here, turn it around. Yeah, it really softens him. I wanted a brown one, but not too brown. I may even come in with another one in here. And then I'm going to come over there. Ooh. Oop. Not sure how many minutes this has been done, but so how many have we got on there? Probably quite a few. 29. Oh, it's not too bad. I will do this in that darkery colour because it sort of reminds me a little bit of an eyebrow. But over the body, I might just finish up because it's I won't have enough to knot off if I don't. Yep, see? Okay, well, these scissors have putting them away. I always seem to have them and they make this little wibbly wobbly noise if I lean on them, and they're annoying. Okay. Okie dokie. So what I'll do, I'll finish off in a minute, but I thought I'll just, you know, just as a bit of a contrasting. I want it dark but not too dark, because I, you know, it's cute that he's got eyebrows and all, but we don't want him looking like Frida. Okay. Now, I've got two different. They're deep. I don't mind having a bigger one because it gets stuck in the bottom a bit, you know, in there. Move that over. Okay, so thinking I think I need to do around the eye as well. Maybe I can do it in this colour, but I kind of like that it's dark, so maybe I'll do it in the dark brown. Okay, and then what we can do is we can use this to come back and do a few small stitches here and there in between. We want our bunny to be fluffy. There. Just in between little stitches. I could probably use these maybe around the eye. I might do it in this darker one. Even though it's not very dark. Now, because this is sort of going around the corner, I'm not going to do one big stitch. I'll do that. So, sort of got his eyebrows. And then I could probably do some of these. These ones in that darker colour. Someone's got music on by the sounds of things. At the back. Now what I might do is, I was thinking of doing every second one, but I will come in with more of this a little bit later. So I want to continue around and there we go, nothing there, just really want to fill it with fluff. In and around my little fluffy rabbit. You don't have to do this, but I want him fluffy. And I definitely want him, at the moment he looks a bit like a cream rabbit. I sort of want him to be, you know, a mixture of cream and a bit of everything. Okay, put one more here. Yeah, you can tell it's got the folded over bit because it's a bit tougher. Okay, I want to go back up here. There's a bit in here, just sort of the missing bits here and there. Okay, come here. This is why it's good to, you know, do a bit of painting, because you would have to thread paint the whole lot, and that is a lot of work, but you can choose to do that. I think Rin coloured him in quite a lot. I'll do a little one here. But she also added lace and a few others, and his ears look 3D. They look great. I'm going to put one here. And then come back here. Yeah, my washing machine sounds like ready for takeoff. And they have that sound. We come back up here again. Hopefully you're getting this on camera. It's not hard. Well, I've only got a few little stitches here to do, so I might as well do them in this colour, because it's almost like the darkest colour in this. Where is it? Yeah, see, it's like it's got that darkest colour in there, so I can get away with just doing these last few in this. Now, what I'm going to do next, I'll finish up here, but I'm going to just stitch this here. I'll do two rather, because it's curved. And this here. Actually, I might do that one there too. I'll go back and do it here, but across there and around here I'll do in that darker colour. So I'll come back here. I'll do it a little bit longer than what it is. Come back here and do a couple. And I'm going to do a bit of a stem stitch here, just a very little one, and I'll come in with some pink. I don't care if I see a little bit of a black nose, a little bit of like a black outline. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my pink. So I thought if I get the face done in this video, and then I'll, you know, do the body in the other video, I'll indicate in the next part if there's anything in particular that I need to do of significance that is important. Okay, so we will get the pink, and I think I may use this because it's a fairly pink. I'll use a little lighter in his cheek. I could probably do, you know, like a really light, soft highlight in the middle, like the glint, but just in a lighter pink, I think. But I'll have a little bit more, doesn't really matter, because I'll probably use some on there. Now this ear is forward and this one is back, even though that looks like this should be pink. It's his ear sort of twisted. One you can see the front and then the other one sort of twisted back. So, but it's sort of more like, you know, the cartilage and how it's twisted. So it is actually the back of the bunny. No, it's, you know, if you chose to make this pink, or you've already done so, that's okay too, because it sort of looks like the front of the bunny as well. Don't you do a knot? There we go. Okay, I'm going to do his nose. Just going to start with a small little stitch and just go that way, I think. Satin stitch. There we go. And I don't even mind if we do see a little bit of the paint on the top of that. I think that looks good. Do we need one more? Yeah. Just one more, just a little one over the top. Okay. What I'm going to do also is I'm just going to come down here and do a tiny little thing in there. I'll probably just do maybe 2. That's his mouth. It's really cute. Okay, now we'll come back in with that darker. So you can start to see, oh, she's coming alive. I'll use that, so we'll get the darker. Let's hope this is dark enough. If I don't find it's dark enough, I may come in on the top there with just a little light pink. It seems to be an odd angle the way I've done it, but I think I'll put a light pink on top. Okay. Looks like it's wearing lipstick. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go around to the mouth. So I'm going to start here, and I will join it from the nose, I think. I'll go here. And then we'll go across. Once again, this is a, you know, you're sort of going around a corner, so you do want to make it smaller stitches, just doing back stitch. And I'm going to give it a little line going down so it looks a bit like a smile. There we go. Now we are going to come in here. Go in the middle and go to the outside. It's a bit long. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come in from here and do a line down to there, and then what I might do is I want to go all the way over here, and I'm going to do a stem stitch sort of right on the edge, almost catching it. It's going to be tricky, or just have it going right on the edge so that it will catch that, you know, cover it, because it's wool, it should cover it. And I'm going to do a stem stitch around, and here I'm going to put it in it, because that's sort of like the bottom of his mouth. Okay, so I will stitch that down and come up here. Oh, someone's obviously whippersnipping really close to the fence. So we'll come up here, have it really close, and we're going to do a stem stitch all the way around. Giving it. Now I haven't drawn whiskers here. I've drawn little dots, but we're going to do some whiskers. I might get that brown. I'll do the whiskers in this, and maybe even the eyelashes in that, because he's brown, so you know, we'll give him brown. So we'll go as close to the edge as we possibly can. That way we're covering those little white stitch things out. So I'm going to go in here and then back through that hole, because I've got to go down, and this here will just be a straight stitch going there, and a couple of straight stitches, it's a bit thicker, going here and here. And then I'll go back here and do stem stitch, which will help cover that. Okay. doing a border is always really good. It just finishes it off. So I'm going to come in sort of on the top of this part because I've got the eye. So just this one bit will be a little bit thicker and tricky, but it's all good. Okay. Yep. Yes, it's good using a thin wool. Appleton's good for that. And then we're home and hose. Look how much easier this is. Close as you can, right to the edge. It still covers the edge. And, you know, nice and quick. Okay. Here. Now here, I will stop the stitch here, but I'll continue it here and go do a backing stitch because this is the top of his head. And we want to define that. So what I'll do is I'm going to go around here in a backing stitch in this brown. And I may come in with this for the eyelashes. I think I might, because it's a fairly dark colour, and I'll do a couple here maybe. So I just thought I'd let you know what I'm doing because the time is getting on, and we will, you know, you can't watch me stitch everything, but I'll just let you know what we're doing. Just looks so nice with a bit of definition. You'll see in the thumbnail, I will try and get at least the head done before I take a thumbnail picture, and you'll see what it looks like. Definitely want to have some definition in the hand and be a bit thicker there. Still got to do the fence. Thinking I've got some what's the name? This stuff. Not this colour, but I might, you know, couch a bit of that on there. Just give it a bit of a 3D element. So get some sari silk. I'm going to take some sari silk with me to the retreat because they use that on the basket. So I thought, well, you know, they can also use it on here as well. Or whatever they're doing. I think I'll leave it at that because I don't want to be not being able to sew it down, but it's already starting to look rather adorable. Okay. And quite defined, which is so cute. Oh, he's so cute. I like having just that little bit of nails shot. Yeah, so I'll come in there, and then the whiskers and the eyelashes I'll do with this, I think. Whether I do it couched or just a backing stitch, which I think I might, and I'll do the French knots. I prefer not to use black, just in the eye part, but yeah, around there I think that'd be nice. So we'll do it with that brown, but then come in with the lashes in that dark, in this thinner thread, and then come here, and then I'll do little French knots with this, I think. So we'll continue with this colour along here. I may come in. I've got, yeah, here's this tiny little piece. I've got to do the little pink. So I might use a little bit of a darker pink in the nose. I'll just use the paint for the pink in the cheeks. I don't think I'll do any more. So this is going to have just a little, I may even go around and like finish it off here. And maybe even have this tiny little dot in the middle, if I can get it in there. May not like it, we'll see how we go. Oh, you can't even see it. But it finishes it off here, so that's good. Okay, now he's cute. Cute. Okie dokie, well, I'll turn it off for now. Even giving it an iron it'll make it look good. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. He's looking so cute. Isn't he adorable? Catch you later. 57 minutes. It's nearly an hour long. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye.